Good morning students. We have a recapitulation. In the last class we have seen in this unit regarding the spheres and the structure of the earth and rocks and its types. Right now we are going to see the plate tectonics. What is plate tectonics means the lithosphere that is divided into a number of huge slab of rocks that is called as the tectonic plates, and these tectonic plates are divided into two, that is the major and the minor plates. And because of this plates, this collision of this plates, what happens means it produces the mountain ranges and other irregular surface features both on the land and the ocean floor. And next we are going to see the types of plate tectonics. There are three types of plate tectonics, that is the convergent boundary, divergent boundary and transform boundary. Convergent boundary is nothing but the sinking of a plate, that is a plate moves up toward each other and sometimes a plate sinks under another, that is called as the convergent boundary. Next is the divergent boundary, that is nothing but push and pull, that is the plates it pull away from each other as a magma pushes up from the mantle. And next is called as the transform boundary. The transform boundary is nothing but that slides horizontally, that is here the plates slide horizontally past each other, that is called as the transform boundary. Next we are going to see the earthquake. The earthquake is nothing but it is a sudden vibration that it caused in the earth's crust and which spreads outward in all direction as the waves from the source of disturbances. And because of this, the point of that origin of the earthquake is called as the focus, and this epicenter is nothing but it is a point on the earth's surface that lies directly above the focus. And next is the seismic waves. The seismic waves is nothing but the earthquakes generates the seismic waves, and the nature, force and the speeds of these seismic waves, it depends on the nature of the medium through which it passes off. And the seismic waves, it consists of three types, that is the primary or the P waves, secondary or the S waves, and the surface or the L waves. The primary or the P waves is nothing but it is one of the fastest of all the earthquake waves, and this is the first one which reaches the epicenter, and it passes through the solid, liquid and the gases material, and it is an average velocity is 5.3 km per second to 10.6 km per second. And the secondary waves, if you see, means it travels only through the solid parts, and its average velocity of the wave is 1 km per second to 8 km per second. Next is the surface of the L waves. Surface of the L waves is nothing but it is similar to the primary waves, and it travels along the ground surface, and its average velocity of these waves is 1 km per second to 5 km per second. The next, the instrument which records the earthquake waves is called as the seismograph or the seismometer. Next we are going to see regarding the tsunami. Tsunami is nothing but it is derived from the Japanese term, that is the harbor waves, and usually you know tsunami, it is waves which was caused by the earthquake and the submarine explosions, the landslide, and it travels at a very high speed, great speed, and it wave exceeds 600 km, and it is mostly it causes the destruction along the coastal area. Students, you know that in 2004 Indian Ocean earthquake, what happens means the tsunami it is caused over there, and nearly sixth deadliest natural disaster which traveled at a speed of 600 km per hour, and it is estimated how much that means 280,000 people were died of. And this earthquake which occurred near to the Indonesia at 0.58 hours and took nearly 7 hours to reach Chennai. The next we are going to see the volcano. Volcano is nothing but it is volcano, that is nothing but it is a vent or an opening of the surface of the earth's crust through which that hot lava, liquid and the solid gaseous materials, that is called as the magma, which erupt out of the surface, and it edges over on the surface as the lava. And what are the major components of the volcanoes means, that is the magma chamber, veins, volcanic cone, and that is the crater. The magma chamber is nothing but it is like a large pool of the liquid rock which is found beneath the surface of the earth, and the vents is nothing but it is an opening serving of an outlet of the through which the air, smoke and the fumes of magma used to come out. And the volcanic cone, this is the landform which is built at the magma ejected out of the shape of the cone. The next is that crater. Crater is nothing but is a bowl shaped depression through which the magma flows out and it becomes as a lava. So under this volcano is divided into, there are three types of volcanoes, that is the active volcano, dormant volcano and the extinct volcano. Active volcano is nothing but those volcanoes is constantly eject off, that is called as the active volcano. For example, Mount St. Helens, that is in the US, and the dormant volcano, if you see means the dormant volcano is nothing but it do not show any sign of volcanic activity for a long period of time. Once it gets burst off, it never take any sudden explosion over that. And this type of volcano you are able to find out in the Japan, that is example Mount Fuji. And next is the extinct volcano. Extinct volcano is nothing but it is a dead volcano, that is it permanently stops its volcanic activity. Once that is called as the extinct volcano. For example, Mount Kilimanjaro, that is you are able to find in the Tanzania. Next is volcanoes are divided according to the structure and the composition also. So under the three types, that is a composite volcano, dome volcano and the shield volcano. Composite volcano is nothing but it is a strata volcano, that is a conical volcano which is built in many layers of hardened lava and volcanic ash you are able to find out there. And mostly this type of volcano you are able to find out in the Pacific Ocean region. For example, Mount Fuji, they are able to find out in the Japan. Next is the dome volcano. Dome volcano is nothing but it is a roughly a circular dome volcano is a roughly circular mound, that is it is due to the slow ejection of the viscous lava, that is called as the dome volcano. And this type of for example is the Mount Paricutin, that is in the Mexico, you are able to find out. Next is the shield volcano. Shield volcano is nothing but it is formed by the intense viscous lava and it is a shallow depositions, it is gently sloping sides. For example, that Mauna Loa, then the Hawaii. And next is the effects of volcanoes. Effects of volcanoes, if you see, means it comes under the two things, that is the constructive effects and the destructive effects. Under the constructive effects, if you see, means the volcanic materials which enrich the soil fertility, that is used for the agricultural activities. The next is that because of hot volcanic region, it helps in generating the geothermal energy. And this dormant and active volcanoes are mostly it is attractive tourist spots, and most of the volcanic materials are used for the building materials. The next we are going to see the destructive effects. Destructive effects is nothing but because of volcanic eruption, it causes the many natural disasters like earthquakes, fast floods, mudslide and the rock fall. And because of this, what happens means, because of the lava, when it travels off very far, it burns, damages and anything in that path. And because of this, large amount of the dust and ash used to come out of that. Because of that, breathing hard and the irritable things that happens for the human beings and other living creatures also. And next is the volcanic eruption. Usually it alter the weather conditions and disrupt the transport. Especially you are able to find it in the Iceland, volcanic eruption happens means it disrupt the transport. Students, by this we are going to wind up this class, and along with this I have attached this assignment also. Note down that and prepare for the test also. So what is tsunami, what is a volcano, what is an earthquake and how it occurs? Thank you.